Oh, we're just chilling.
In our geriatric bed.
Yeah. This bed vibrates.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, man, so y'all already know what's going on, alright? Now, check this out, y'all. Y'all already know by the title of this video and who we have on the screen. Y'all can pretty much see what we're about to get into. Now, this is a very interesting topic, and it goes back to the video I just did about Wendy Williams, and y'all remember we were talking about the conservatorship with Wendy. We slightly spoke on Britney. We talked about it with the whole Tasha K clip, Nicki Minaj, Desiree Perez's daughter, and so on. We're seeing this a lot lately. It's a very big topic, and it's coming back around with Britney Spears. This is some funky ass shit right here, y'all. So, on Candace Owens' latest episode, right, she gets to talking about a little bit of Kanye and the Kardashians. She also brings up Britney Spears, and for the first time, maybe ever with Candace Owens, she goes down the Britney Spears conservatorship rabbit hole with the Calvary Church and Lou Taylor, right? So we're finna talk exactly about the same things that we talked about with Wendy Williams. Remember, Wendy Williams, throughout her 3 years under a guardianship, conservatorship, whatever you want to call it, her net worth plummeted from $60 million down to what, 5 million, 10 million, not even 10, plummeted. Now, a lot of y'all forget about this. Britney Spears was basically worth $1 billion at one point in her career. Well, maybe she wasn't worth $1 billion, like as in her own net worth, but just her fragrance line alone, I think they said it made over like $50 billion. She may have been worth maybe 300 million at the peak of her career. But it goes to show you how much money she has actually made the industry. I mean, I think she earned from that Las Vegas residency, she earned almost 200 million from that alone. At the peak of her earnings before she went into a conservatorship for how many years? 13 funky ass years. Now, some of y'all might know about this. It's kind of not the entire story, but when Candace Owens talked about it, it started to go viral. And also Britney Spears meeting up with Kim Kardashian just a day after Candace Owens aired that episode has everyone asking what is really going on. The name Lou Taylor is going to be very important to this episode. So if y'all don't know who she is, you know, she was once like the former manager of Britney Spears. Her story is very deep, even all the way down to the security team that worked for Britney Spears and now is the same team working for the Kardashians. So there is a slight connection there. For the first half of this video, we're going to focus on Britney Spears and Lou Taylor and how they basically set her up. This gives, it's the same thing with Wendy Williams. All of this stuff is to make a person seem crazy to take their money. Britney Spears was worth damn near $1 billion. They set her up. They sent her away, got her into a conservatorship, and they spent her money. They took her money. They stole her money. It's too much for one person to have in their eyes once they deem you crazy and you can't control your money, your finances, your future, and all this. They take over and they spend it for you. Some sick ass shit, and it gives... No, some evil ass shit, some of the most evil stuff. And it gives us an insight to why these people are made out to be crazy to the public eye. It's not that they're on drugs, they're doing this and they're doing that. They're actually being forced. It's like a hostile takeover. And these people are doing it for the money, for hundreds of millions of dollars. This is a very, very interesting topic. Deep. There is many layers to it. And we got all the info in this video, just in case y'all not up to speed, all right? With that being said, y'all, let's jump into this first clip from the Candace episode. That is her most recent. Check this out.
As the Calvary Chapel was also involved in Britney Spears' conservatorship. What? Excuse me. Now, to be clear, I never got into the Britney Spears web. There were so many TikToks, so many people that did the research, dedicated their time to it. I just wasn't one of them. And I will therefore make it clear that I am not an expert on this case. I obviously could not have become an expert overnight. But after speaking with Kanye and being a part of that, being around him when everything went down, I got the gist of the fact that celebrities are very much controlled, what they can say, who they're allowed to date, and if they step one bit out of the carefully orchestrated narrative, something comes down on them and begins to control them in operation. I get the gist. Now, so that we can have a little bit more of a gist, particularly who they were referencing is Lou Taylor. Lou Taylor apparently was very much involved. That is what has been heavily insinuated, and even by Britney Spears herself, got involved and pushed for this conservatorship. That is what has been alleged. I'm going to allow Brett Cooper, I'm just going to rip this content from her show, hopefully she doesn't mind, to explain how Britney Spears was effectively infiltrated. Take a listen.
We need to understand a little more of Lou Taylor's history. So, Lou Taylor became involved with Britney Spears in 2007 after she was hired to help manage Jamie Lynn Spears, and this was right around the time that Jamie got pregnant. Now, somehow, no one really knows, I mean, this is not documented at all, she was brought into the fold of this family by their father, Jamie. This is Jamie Sr. And by 2008, so less than a year later, Lou was going on TV shows as the family's spokesperson to speak on behalf of Britney.
Lou Taylor is the business manager for Britney Spears' father, mother, and younger sister, Jamie Lynn. Lou, good morning to you.
Here you have Britney that needs to have some security somewhere, that every single thing she does and every single person she has a relationship with doesn't become an opportunity to be exploited. I mean, when do you ever rest in that if you're constantly in fear of being exploited? Every day, Jamie goes to work as a professional chef, asking the Lord to give him the strength to honor the people he works for in the midst of circumstances. That Lynn Spears is a mother that is brokenhearted just because she's apart from her daughter, that she loves her daughter so much, and again, asking every day for God to give her strength and for her to continue to have hope.
And her mom stated in her memoir, Through the Storm, that Lou and Britney's father had discussed putting her in a conservatorship shortly after that happened. So this was all around 2008. But the missing piece here, and guys, this is what shocked me, is that Jamie Sr. had around this time allegedly filed for bankruptcy. He had done this multiple times. And Lou Taylor's firm gave Britney's dad a loan of $40,000. Now, we don't know why, but he had just filed for bankruptcy, and this woman gave him $40,000. Now, within months of this loan, the conservatorship of Britney Spears was implemented. This was in February of 2008. But Lou and her father, even though Britney was apparently not able to function, she needed to be under this conservatorship, they kept her career going. Listen to this. Only months after arguing that his daughter was incapacitated and therefore needed to be under his control, Mr. Spears committed her to an 8-month tour named Circus. TriStar, that is Lou Taylor's company, was hired to serve as the tour's business manager, handling its finances and accounting, and the tour grossed an estimated $130 million. Money that was now under the control of Lou Taylor and Jamie Spears, the father.
So she was mentally ill, but not mentally ill enough to prevent her from making them more money and allowing them to control their money. So what we're describing here is effectively an infiltration, and instantly Lou Taylor talking about God and prayers. That's a lot of what you start to see. And then when you look beneath that layer, you start to go, okay, you start to ask questions. Then suddenly the God people get upset. Okay, what she's describing there is effectively an infiltration, but it's going to get crazier.
So look, we're going to do the same thing right here. This is what all of this conservatorship stuff is about. Literally just stealing their money, making them look crazy because you go outside of the narrative, like Candace was talking about, like we all know, and we control you completely and we steal your money. Same thing with Wendy. Britney Spears' peak net worth was estimated, I've seen like 200, 300, 400 million on different articles. So we'll say she was worth around 200 to 300 million at one point. A figure largely built through her music, world tours, endorsements, and the Las Vegas residency, and obviously her perfume. Her net worth fluctuated significantly due to the 13-year conservatorship, which was terminated in 2021. They basically had this girl locked up for 13 years, and a lot of people don't even believe that's the real Britney Spears. And I'm also going to show you something that's a little interesting as well, which was an Instagram post she made about TriStar and Lou Taylor and how they tried to kill her. And she actually said they did kill her. I just thought it was weird, but we'll get there in a second. So it says by now, 2024 to 2025, she is only worth $60 to $70 million. So they were able to basically gobble up hundreds of millions from Britney Spears. And now she is only worth approximately $60 million. And I'm pretty sure it was more. I think they got a lot more money from her than the internet knows, than these celebrity net worth articles know. I think they got a lot more. I mean, if her perfume line made over $1 billion, there's no way in hell she was only worth 200 million. She had to be very close to being a billionaire herself. But they were able to steal all of that money during the 13 years she was under a judge-appointed conservatorship.
Let's stay the course with this idea of companies, people, and organizations being taken over via scandals, because the people who seem to get involved don't exactly have the qualifications to be in the C-suite or to be the heads of companies at all. And as Brett Cooper is about to lay out, Lou Taylor's qualifications are somewhat lacking. Take it away again, Brett Cooper.
Now, another thing that I think is important to understand about Lou Taylor is that Lou is not a talent manager. She's not here to just oversee brands or help deals be made. She's not like an agent or that kind of thing. She was playing the role of business manager, which is a financial role. Even though Lou Taylor had no financial background, she was not even an accountant. And most business managers, my business manager, is an accountant. Lou Taylor actually started her career in a church working alongside her husband, who at the time was a pastor at Calvary Church in Brentwood, California. And interestingly enough, according to financial documents that are in the public domain, Jamie Sr. was giving 10% of his income that he was making off of Britney Spears from the conservatorship to the church where Lou Taylor's husband was a pastor. Read this. Mr. Spears at times gave 10% of his conservatorship income to the Taylor's Calvary Chapel, Brentwood, a practice known as tithing, according to a 2010 financial document. Mr. Spears gave tens of thousands of dollars in 1 year alone to the church, which is about 500 miles away from where he lives in Louisiana. Now, obviously, since then, all of this information has come out, and Britney has now accused Lou of playing a major role in her exploitation, and even though Lou denies all of this and continues to deny everything, through emails obtained through Britney's trials, it is clear that in some way, Lou was involved. This is from the LA Times. Britney Spears' lawyer, emails show ex-business manager helped set up conservatorship. And in recent years, Britney has even gone so far as to accuse her father and Lou of allegedly having an affair and unlawfully using her money to fund trips of their own. This headline from Daily Mail reads, Britney Spears accuses dad Jamie of having an affair with her ex-business manager Lou Taylor and claims he charged her estate for the pair's trip to the Holy Land to get baptized. And guys, this is not Lou's only controversy. She is not just wrapped up in the Britney Spears world. Just a couple of years ago, The New Yorker reported that she also tried to place Courtney Love and Lindsay Lohan into conservatorships.
Oh, we're going to get there, because as I started following the Calvary Church again, suddenly involved, and that part that she's mentioning about the tithing, Since I put onto my Instagram stories that, what is this? You're telling me that this woman, Lou Taylor, also was involved in the Calvary Church, and I was not paying attention to anything that was going on with Britney Spears at all. And I've arrived at this same conclusion that there's some sort of an infiltration that seems to be happening with Calvary chapels. And here's where we are. That's ridiculous. This can't be a coincidence. There can't be this many people that are having this experience and have this much scandal involving this church. This doesn't make sense to me. Well, I put this up on my stories this morning, and 2 other people reached out to me who worked with Lou Taylor and described exactly what she's referring to, this system of tithing that Lou Taylor makes them say 10% has to go to the church if they want to be blessed. I'm not kidding. 10% has to go to the church if they want God to bless them. This is why they should do this. And then also directing them to invest in other companies without necessarily revealing that they're involved in those other companies and that God will bless them and they'll pray over them. What is happening? How can there be this many Calvary Chapel scandals and stories? She also mentioned Lindsay Lohan. She's not lying there. Well-loved teenager, fantastic actress who didn't love Parent Trap when they were growing up and then somehow became addicted to drugs. Suddenly, her dad, Michael Lohan, you might not remember this, but he got in front of a mic speaking to the press and called out Lou Taylor. Take a listen.
When Lindsay was supposed to go into Morningstar Rehab, they started to reconstruct everything there for Lindsay to accommodate her. Sean Chapman Holly, Sean and Lou Taylor leaked that to the press because they wanted Lindsay to get out sooner and have her in UCLA so she wouldn't spend much time in the rehab. They're destroying my daughter's life. I'm praying that Dina finally gets on the same page with me and does something about this.
Now, the story has a lot of layers. Like I said, that clip mostly focused on who Lou Taylor was and how they used the church to manipulate the family, manipulate the dad, manipulate Britney Spears. You see, they were using God, using, donating 10% of your income to a church so God can bless you. Pure devils. That's what they do. But let's remember, why are we talking about this in the first place? Well, Britney Spears, like that little small clip I showed in the very beginning of the video, she linked up with the Kardashians after Candace Owens dropped that episode. So her fans are like, oh, they think this is dangerous for Britney because obviously, Lou Taylor, the woman who basically orchestrated her conservatorship and who Britney Spears' dad was actually obsessed with, according to her, she is still in cahoots with the Kardashians. In fact, she was at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party at Jeff Bezos' house. So they're very much so involved. A lot of people was like, this relationship came out of nowhere with them having Britney around. But there was actually a small connection between Khloe and Britney back in 2012 when they both did the show X Factor. Now, this article says Taylor is said to have been one of the architects of the pop star's conservatorship, and we're talking about Lou Taylor, and thus became a target of the Free Britney movement, though she claims to have had no role whatsoever in the creation of the legal arrangement. So remember, they basically set this up for her father and Lou Taylor to have control of her life after the mental breakdown she had back in 2008. And, we've talked about that. And going back to Disney, we talked about the MK Ultra that she could have possibly been under, because you don't really get someone to that level of breaking down without using some kind of mind control. And I believe all of this plays into how they actually got her under the conservatorship. Obviously, it involves drugs, not just hardcore drugs, but mind control drugs, things that, keep them sedated, just like how they tried to do Kanye and many other people, right? So in Britney Spears' memoirs, she wrote that prior to the conservatorship, her father struck up a very close friendship with Lou Taylor, who he worshipped. She added that Taylor was front and center during the implementation of the conservatorship that would later allow them to control and take over her career. So that is why we're at the point we're at in this video. Now, I have another clip that I thought was very interesting, and it just goes into more of the connections. Like I said, there are a lot of layers to this rabbit hole, y'all. Check this out.
This sounds like a very scary syndicate, in my opinion, so I don't want to put anybody at risk. But somebody who very much knew Lou Taylor, worked with Lou Taylor, sent me this, which is interesting. Again, the whole top is blacked out. It says, I have since come to think that Rob and Lou Taylor's church is just a front for them and a ruse. I actually have many suspicions about at least Lou being tied to possibly the CIA and Mossad. All of the security that was hired under the name of, she's writing black box, she means black cube security. That was also the security that was provided for Harvey Weinstein, it's really just the Mossad agents who now are mostly with the Kardashians.
Kim Kardashian posted this on her story last night, and look who it is. It's Britney Spears. Now, yeah, do I sound upset? I am, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. I am hearing that it was Travis Barker's 50th birthday party. They were having it at their home, at Kourtney's home, Kourtney and Travis's home, and there's Britney. What? Sorry, I'm really upset. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but this to me is really, really shocking. Because you'd think Britney would know. Does she not know? The Kardashians and the Jenner family are still intertwined with Lou Taylor. Lou Taylor is the CEO of TriStar Sports and Entertainment. Stay with me here. And many, many moons ago, Lou Taylor was the spokesperson for the Spears family. Not Britney, but her dad, her mom, and her sister. And this is one of the nights that Britney Spears was 5150. Didn't look at her. It is alleged, I have to say this, that she was the mastermind behind coaxing and helping Jamie put Britney Spears into a 13-year illegal conservatorship. Here's Lou Taylor, here's Robin Greenhill. Robin Greenhill's her assistant. Here's Jamie, here's Jamie Lynn, and here's Dina Lopole, a lawyer who's also BFFs. They're all fucking corrupt. I'm sorry, excuse my language. Back in 2023, Britney briefly had this up on her Instagram posts. TriStar, a week before they sent her away to a facility for almost 6 months against her will, where that totally just broke her down. I don't believe Britney was the same after she ever got out of that facility. TriStar invited me to their offices. So nice with her. We're here to make you feel special. Had lunch with Lou Taylor and Robin Greenhill. They said, Britney, look at your picture on the wall. Those same bitches killed me a week later. My dad worshipped those two women and would have done anything they asked him of. I think they were trying to kill me. I still to this very day believe that's exactly what they were trying to do. But not a damn thing was wrong with me and I didn't die. Lived through it all and I remember all of it. I will sue the shit out of TriStar. They all got away with it, and I'm here to warn them every day of my precious fucking life. That was deleted, okay? And not only do they work with Lou Taylor, Eden Yemeni, or however you say his fucking name, is their bodyguard, okay? I wonder if he was there last night, or whenever these pictures were taken. I wonder if Britney saw this. Eden Yemeni used to be Britney Spears' bodyguard for a very, very long time. And you remember the night that she came out to announce the second year of the Vegas residency, and she stood up and she signed a couple autographs and she walked straight to her car? That's right before they sent her to the facility. Look who was there. Eden Yemeni. He's also been accused of helping bug Britney Spears' bedroom and stuff to keep surveillance on her. Yeah, the same guy who works for the Kardashians and the Jenners. There he is behind Kim K. Just a couple days ago. Britney canoodling with the people that still work side by side with Lou Taylor and Eden Yemeni? Are you kidding me?
Now, what you got there was more connections about the Kardashians, about Britney Spears, Lou Taylor, and how Britney Spears was actually, put into the conservatorship. Now, the email I thought was very important that Candace Owens was reading right when I cut the clip when she said the Kardashians. Notice whoever sent her that email, they were on point. And it's crazy that I found the clip that just got done showing, because the girl pointed out the security guard who looks like a Mossad agent. And she pointed out that same security guard was Britney Spears' main security guard. And he's now the main security guard for the Kardashians. He was just behind Kim Kardashian a couple days ago. Like, he works for them now. And whoever that person was in that email said that they believe Lou Taylor has ties to the CIA or the Mossad, and that the same security that she used for Britney, who was also the same security for Harvey Weinstein, were Mossad agents who are now with the Kardashians. And it just so happened that I was able to find that clip of the girl who pointed out the security guard, one of the main guys who was once Britney's and now Kim's. So I have to pat myself on the back for actually finding that clip, because the thing is, I didn't find them together. I heard one of them, and then I was on the hunt, and I was like, oh shit, I just tied it together by mistake. But that's why I said this story has a lot of layers to it, but everything is connected. Who would have thought Britney Spears' conservatorship and the people who were behind it, who in that email, if you pause the email and read all of it, it goes to show you that Lou Taylor and the other guy were basically like taught how to use the church to basically manipulate people, to basically get money. It's all a scam. It's all a scam. And like Candace said in that other clip, where it wasn't just Britney Spears. She also tried to put Lindsay Lohan and what's the girl name? Courtney. She was the wife of y'all know who I'm trying to say, Kurt Cobain. And remember, she got a big settlement. She was worth like 100 million at one point, and now her net worth is all the way down as well. But the lady Lou Taylor tried to put both of them, Courtney and Lindsay Lohan, in a conservatorship. So clearly they were running an operation. That's how they get their money. And this shit is deep. I'm glad we've been getting into this kind of topic, because it goes deeper than just these artists and stuff selling their souls. It gets into people who we would have no idea about if we didn't really dig down these rabbit holes to find out this lady Lou Taylor is possibly connected to Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, all kind of stuff. These people run in the same circles, and they bully, manipulate, run schemes, scams to get hundreds of millions of dollars from people who are vulnerable, obviously. And I just find this rabbit hole to be very deep. And if y'all want any more, I'm pretty sure Candace is going to drop another episode and probably go in on it a little bit more. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed that one. If anything else, comes out more about the situation, we're seeing Britney Spears around Kim Kardashian, I'll definitely come back to the topic. Let me know what y'all think about this one, man. Run the likes up on this one, man. We need 2,000 likes on this video. Plus, I've dropped every single day this month, and I'm not gonna stop. So with that being said, y'all, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon, all right? I'm out.